Holy shit, it's been like 2 months since I've uploaded a Wi-Fi battle. You can blame school for that, but now that I'm done with that, I should have a bit more free time, but now, with school done, work is kind of taking its place because we're really understaffed in our department, so it's like I've been having to work like a lot of hours lately, but I'll be able to find some time to stream or just get battles in general, so should be more battles coming up soon. But anyways, hey guys, wow, we got a game here today against fucking some guy off Twitter. I don't even remember his name. It'll be in the title, but yeah, I just threw together a random team because I just wanted to have a battle for fun and, just say fuck it. But quick run through the team. Got Expert Bell Latios, Expert Bell Keldeo, Physical Greninja because fuck it, Standard Venusaur, Standard Landorus, well, Standard Mega Venusaur, and then SD Bisharp. So, opponent's team, I mean, it's just a kind of half standard team, and it's just a bunch of threats. I gotta find out what his Charizard's doing, but looking from his team, it should be physical, but so it's gonna be annoying. But main threats on his end, I'm gonna have to watch out for the Jolteon and the Keldeo for the most part, so Venusaur is gonna be really important, and then Bisharp to a lesser extent, but I just gotta make sure it's not bad opportune shit. But leads on his end, I figured Latios would be a good lead. Just looking at his lead options, it seemed like it could counter whatever he has. He leads with Jolteon. I know I can take one Shadow Ball, so I decided to just say fuck it and go for Draco Meteor, which I hit the Celebi, but it doesn't do too incredibly much, so that should be a tellable sign of him being bulky. I mean, the leftovers tell that too, but it tells more of a special defensive bulky, which I'm going to kind of go off of right here. So I go to Landorus just because I should be able to threaten him out with a U-turn, and I figured he would either go for like Recover or Thunder Wave, so Landorus seemed like a good option at the moment, so that's just what I'm going to go with. And I figure he's just going to switch out predicting U-turn, and I figured that's a good opportunity to get my rocks up. He brings in Mandibuzz, which, I mean, I knew he had the Defog, but that also forces his own rocks out. And at the very least, I can bait him into going for Defog so I can get a knockoff going, and then I can U-turn, either figuring he's going to go for a foul play or knockoff, so I can go into Venusaur right here, who can basically take either of those hits, but he goes for Toxic instead, so just fine. Just perfectly fine, but I get a free Mega Evolution right here. I didn't think he would go back out to Celebi. I figured he'd either possibly stay in to see what he would... Well, actually, I didn't figure he would stay in. I figured he'd go to, like, maybe the Charizard or something else to take on Venusaur, but Celebi works too, so I went for Leech Seed, and obviously it doesn't affect it. But now I'm going to try and go for a Sludge Bomb right here, just because it seems like a good move, and it kind of is, but unfortunately I do not kill him, even though I'm pretty sure a modest mech special attack, so that should tell that he is a special defensive Celebi. I do get the poison on him, which doesn't matter, and he also gets his rocks up, so woohoo. But I decided to just Leech Seed again this turn because, like, fuck it really doesn't matter. If he stays in, he dies from poison. Otherwise, I thought he might want to switch out to possibly preserve the Celebi, but he had no use for it, so he just Psychics to try and get some damage off on me, and he just dies from Toxic, so really no harm, no foul by going for Leech Seed. It was really just, just in case factor, but whatever the case, he's going to bring in Bisharp right here, so I'm just going to go to Keldeo. Also, the Toxic on Celebi really didn't matter. I would just Sludge Bombed anyways if it wasn't Toxic, so whatever the case, yeah, brought in Keldeo because I know Bisharp generally only carries like 2 Dark moves, SD and Iron Head, so figured Keldeo should be a safe enough switch. If I have a Secret Sword on his own Keldeo, and I figure, okay, Latios should be able to take on any hit his Keldeo has to go for, so I'm just going to go out to that and tank whatever, and then possibly threaten him out. But he went into his Charizard, and then he switches right up to Bisharp, predicting that Draco Meteor, because his Charizard really had no business staying in unless it was a Charizard Y, which he was a Charizard Y. He probably would have stayed in, so I'm going to assume at this point it's Charizard X, so I should be able to play around that a lot easier than Charizard Y, because that's kind of how my team is laid out. But anyways, I just Draco'd the fucking Bisharp, obviously, and I thought he would want to, like, predict me to switch out, and I didn't think he would go for Sucker Punch, but he killed my Latios. Whatever. I should still be fine without it. By going to Greninja right here, I'm like, okay, I should be able to live in SD and get off a nice power-up punch, in the very least, with Water Shuriken, should be able to threaten really whatever he tries to bring in, which he brings in the Jolteon. I'm just like, screw it, let's get off as much damage as possible. And then it should be, it'll be softened up from these hits, and it should be easier to deal with whatever else I bring in afterwards. But I'm able to just get 4 hits off with one of them being a crit, so fucking lucky Water Shuriken, and I'll take it. Because I just know the last few times I've used Water Shuriken, it's kind of backfired on me, but Here he brings in the Keldeo, and I'm just like, fuck it, let's quick a fucking move. Mainly because Power Up Punch is the only unresisted move I had, so I was just like, well, let's just do it. He misses Hydro Pump right there, which also told me he was Scarfed, but it really didn't matter in the end, as you'll kind of see, because with him being Scarfed, I had plenty of things I could have done. So, I mean, basically I would have just gone into Venusaur, and I could have just fucking threatened his whole team, because Sludge Bomb is a powerful goddamn move. But anyways, he brings in the Charizard right here. I just decided to go for Water Shuriken, even though the better move would have been to go for Night Slash, but on the off chance he was still a Charizard, why I thought, oh, Water Shuriken super effectiveness will still be nice, but I mean, it still would have been better if I just Night Slashed. But whatever the case, he's just gonna roost up that damage, so that's fine, I'll deal with it. But I'm gonna bring in Landorus right here, because the first few times I faced Charizard X, like, I've always thought it still had its ground immunity because I'm a dumbass, but now I know it doesn't have a ground immunity, so I go into Landorus to try an Earthquake. He brings in the Mana Buzz, which is fine. I don't really care, because, I mean, I have perfectly good things to U-turn out to, so I mean, if I miss some damage on Mana Buzz, I mean, I'm not gonna cry about it, because I have plenty of other things that do to it. But getting U-turn out, he goes into the Charizard, and I'm just gonna U-turn into Keldeo, because that's probably the best thing I can do, because I can at least get a Hydro Pump off, and then I can try and revenge a Charizard with something else. So I figure we'll just try and get a Hydro Pump off, and here I kind of make a stupid move. I'm like, oh, well, I'm not gonna kill this Charizard for some reason, so I'll at least make its speed lower so I can outspeed it with like Venusaur or something, so I can threaten both his Charizard and his Mana Buzz. But then the moment I clicked it, I was like, wait a second, I outspeeded it and I could have just killed him, at least probably with a Sacred Sword even, or Secret Sword, but fucking I'm a dumbass, so didn't work out that way. But I'm at the very least able to kill it, because he did go for Roost, and yeah, just fired off another Hydro Pump to take him out, so woohoo. But Mana Buzz comes in and just kills me with a Foul Play, because it was at so low amount of health anyways. But I get a nice Icy Wind off, which, I mean, the speed drop doesn't really matter, but I just need the damage really. And Bisharp is able to take him out with an Iron Head, which will make it be the match. So, good game. Whatever the fuck your name is, I'm sorry. I probably should have checked it before I actually recorded the match. I mean, his name is right there, his in-game name, but I don't like in-game names. But yeah, it was a good game. You know, the Hydro Pump miss was unfortunate, but I mean, like I said before, it would have still kind of played out the same, because a Sludge Bomb Venusaur would have hurt his team like hell, and I still had like Landorus and Bisharp, so at the very least, like, his other two Pokemon really weren't a threat. So I don't know. I probably shouldn't go about justifying hacks, because people will like bitch and moan, but it's, you know, I'm just trying to say, so you don't say I'm lucky. But yeah, whatever the case, it was a good game. Like I said, I should hopefully have some other games going soon. This weekend's just gonna suck work-wise, so don't expect anything this weekend otherwise. But I'll hopefully try and stream like Tuesday or Thursday or something, just depending on what I'm doing those days. But anyways, that'll be it for this. So hope you guys enjoyed. Such a blah. Recommend sub, and later, guys.